So,
Okay, we get you. Um,
uh,
yeah. Welcome, JamSports Podcast. Yeah, I don't know how to do these intros. What's poppin'? What's flocka-lockin'? I don't know.
woo boy, what a week.
I don't know what I'm doing. What a week it's been, you know. Well, um, let's get right into it. Week 2 predictions. Going over them. I'm 16-16. I'm tied with Jack, who is 16-16. May, I forgot to get his predictions, so he is 12-3. But we got his predictions for this week, so he'll say it with us. And Dalton, over the past 2 weeks, is 14-13.
Let's week 2 predictions.
So technically, Dalton is winning. Technically,
Nah, fuck that. Fuck that.
Realistically, me and Jack are tied for the lead. It may should have been in that last week, but I'm an idiot about it. Anyway, let's go over the games. Eagles, Vikings. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how to
it ended exactly how we thought it would.
Yep.
Score-wise. Well,
Yep.
not score-wise, but like result-wise.
Yeah.
The Eagles look very beatable so far this year.
Yeah.
Is that a fair way to describe it?
Yeah. I mean,
later in the season and against certain teams, they'll definitely turn it on and like blow people out. And they did this last year too, where like they played the Colts really close. They lost to the Commanders. But both games they've played so far were way closer than they should have been by like talent alone.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they're beatable this year. I think they are beatable this year, which is nice. Yeah, they're beatable. That's about it. I don't. Cool. Like they won. They're 2-0. Ravens Bengals. I believe it was the Bengals and the Ravens. Yeah, I guess the Bengals and the Ravens won.
Dalton, I just want to make sure that you don't think you're describing Dalvin Cook, right? Because Dalvin Cook is, as they say, cooked. But if you're going further back, that's a different story.
Are we talking about like AP in this situation? Like, what are we talking about? Like,
I don't know, man.
If we're talking about AP, yes.
moving on from Dalvin Cook rather than paying him was the right move.
Yeah.
And I guess now they traded for Cam Akers, but that's not really going to solve their problems. Granted, their problems are not the running back. Their problems are
the quarterback.
Up front.
No, just kidding.
No, the line is something.
No, I'm sorry. Big Kirko is not the issue.
He is the solution.
Big Kirko is the solution.
But yeah, so Ravens beat the Bengals. All right. Hello?
Yeah? What's up?
All right. Are you good?
I was listening to Dalton. Dalton said move it out, so I'm putting out the New York
I don't
Giants.
think he's referring to that.
Oh,
but
well, I have blobfish too, Dalton. I don't know. Nope, Dalton.
Regardless,
I cannot do that.
Regardless,
TOS.
Can you tell me what is going on with the Cincinnati Bengals?
Dog, they're like ass cheeks, bro. Like I did a pick this week that I hope it's wrong, but if it's not, there's an issue.
Right?
Like I picked someone who I shouldn't be picking because it's the Bengals, and if I'm correct. Bengals in the bin. I swear to God, the Bengals are in the bin. Swear to God.
They're bungling, all right.
Yeah, they are bungling.
But I mean, what really is there to say? I mean, you know, even with a couple injuries already, Zay Flowers is real.
Yeah.
Right.
Zay Flowers is great.
The Ravens' offense looks so much better. Now that they have more than
quarterback runs.
And I don't know. I mean, you knew they'd be pretty good, but the fact that the offense looks this much better so far
Yeah.
is a good sign for them and a bad sign for me because fuck them. But yeah.
The first OT game of the week, we have the Seahawks and Lions. I actually watched the tail end of this game because my friend was betting on the game, and he got it wrong.
This game it was something.
Yeah. I was again, I don't know how to explain this. I was watching it, and Gino actually played good this time. Kenneth was okay.
Yeah.
Kenneth was alright. He had 2 touchdowns, but like for about like 54 yards and like 18 touches. Like that's
the Kenneth Walker experience. He was what, 17 carries for 43 yards and 2 touchdowns for 2.5 yards a carry. Yeah. But that is Kenneth Walker though, right? He's not going to consistently grind yards. He's going to do like what young Saquon Barkley tried to do and what a good amount of still good running backs do. But either he's going to get you like 2 yards or get stopped at the line, or he's going to get you like 20. And he'll end up over the course of a season with a pretty respectable yards per carry number. But it's not like he's getting that every play. It's that he's running into a wall 3 to 4 times, but then the 4th time he'll get you a first down.
Yeah. I don't know. Tyler Lockett did good. He was on my fantasy.
Oh, he's a good player.
Yeah. Why do I feel like that just isn't a lot of yards? Like, for DK or Tyler Lockett. Like, DK, that's a decent amount of yards.
Spread the ball around.
Lockett, I know, but like, it just doesn't... I don't know.
Well, that's what happens when you have 2 good receivers, right? Ideally, unless you're running a team where, like, you know, maybe you're playing like the Broncos where they have Pat Surtain, right? And so you're going to feed whoever Surtain isn't covering more, right? And depending on the team, that may be DK, that may be Lockett. But ideally, especially against a team with the Lions kind of talent on defense, you're spreading the ball around, right?
Yeah, that's true. On to Colts Texans. Man, I'm trying to root for the Texans so fucking much, and they keep shitting themselves. I swear to God. Please, win a game. Please.
But hear me out. Nico Collins.
I mean, for fuck's sake, Gardner Minshew played in the game. Yeah. Gardner Minshew, and he actually looked damn good. But it's Gardner Minshew. I like.
But again, hear me out. Nico Collins.
Yeah, I know.
Don't make that face.
No, I know. He had a great game, but like they still lost. They still got blown out by the Colts.
Okay.
It's the Colts.
But Nico Collins.
They got blown out.
Don't act like this Texans team should beat the Colts.
I want them to beat the Colts, and I'm pissed off.
Oh, sure.
That they did
but you're talking about a team that had the worst roster in football last year.
Yeah.
That didn't improve it enough for that to realistically change much. And you're talking about a Colts team that isn't going to be consistently good or consistently bad, but is going to be all over the place because they have so much talent where when it gets put together, you know, especially if Anthony Richardson figures it out, that is a very good team.
Hey, D'Amico, I'm with you. Please do something good. Please win a game.
I mean, I can't really blame them with that defensive personnel. Their best player may well be Will Anderson as a rookie, right? Like,
you're not wrong, but I just, Wait a minute. Whoa. Wait.
What?
Hold up. No.
What?
Is he? Oh, he was injured.
I don't know what you're on about.
He's injured right now. He just got back.
You're gonna say like Jimmy Ward because you're wrong.
Yes. But I thought it's Jimmy Ward. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, there's a reason the Niners let him walk.
Okay, it's because we can't pay him. We don't have. We needed to pay Nick Bosa, and we couldn't do that unless we got rid of people. It's definitely, dude. He was still good when he was. No. I'm not taking this shit. He was still good last year.
You also made like Deshaun Gibson look good.
All right, shut your mouth. The franchise.
I am not saying anything bad about the 49ers. I'm just saying that it's clear they decided he was not worth the contract he was getting from the Texans.
Hey! Quiet yourself. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. All right. Well, the Bears got booked. And they've got some stuff going on that it's too early for us to talk about.
Justin Fields is dog shit.
Justin Fields and actually playing quarterback have a love-hate relationship.
He should just be
every now and then he'll do something like once every 20 plays.
Yeah.
Right? He'll do something in the pocket. He'll look so good. But so much of the time, at this point, I feel like the coaching staff has to be just taunting him with the fact that he has so many open receivers. He has everything working for him in the offense. The offensive line is holding up well. And yet he's addicted to getting sacks. He won't throw the ball. If you look at his charts, he refuses to throw the ball over the middle. And they're in-breaking routes that are wide open all the time because of that.
I have a solution.
Go for it.
So, number one, who is their backup quarterback?
Well, they just cut Peterman. So I believe it's Tyson Bagent, if I'm not mistaken. I think they have someone else in there.
Re-sign Nathan Peterman. All right, put him as the starter. Move Justin Fields to running back. Solves all your issues. If you have a good shifty-ass player who can play running back, and you have a man who's cracked and good with the sauce that can throw the damn football, he'll throw interceptions a lot of the time. But at least you can throw the damn football.
Well, at least people catch the ball, right? That's all you care about. But no, and I just want to say this much now. I do not want to talk about anything that's happening with the former Bears defensive coordinator because there is not enough information out there right now. And I don't think it's our place to say anything either way.
I don't know what you're talking about, so I'm not
okay, comment. Yeah, leave it at that.
All right.
Leave it at that.
We're just going to move on. Chiefs and Jaguars.
Yeah. Fields is having a time. Expect him, with the way he was talking about coaching and playing his game, expect him to try to run all over the Chiefs instead of passing much. If you ask me.
Yeah, I don't. Chiefs Jaguars. Chiefs won. It was an ugly ass game. That's about it. I don't know what to say.
The Jaguars offense looks so bad through 2 games. Trevor Lawrence, I mean, internally that he's a good quarterback, right?
Yeah.
He has looked so bad this year. Granted, so has Burrow to an extent, but he has to get better, but oh my God, it's been ugly.
You know what? I have a proposition, Jaguars. Number 1, you give me Trevor Lawrence. Number 2, I give you a 7th round pick in return. It's a win-win scenario. You get a draft pick you can use on a Brock Purdy type player. We keep Brock Purdy, and we also get Trevor Lawrence to run the offense. How about that? Thoughts? Jack? Thoughts?
Yeah, checks out. All
Alright, there we go. It's going to happen next week, guys. Trevor Lawrence to the Niners for a 7th round pick and some bag of peanuts. Yeah, Trevor is good. He needs to... I don't even know what he needs to do. He just needs to get better. Like, there's a reason why he was the best quarterback prospect to come out of college in a while.
Well, and he was better last year. It's just been a rough 2 games for him so far.
Yeah, and I think, again, same thing with Burrow, same thing with him. They're going to have to improve at some point. They're going to start winning games. It's going to be great. But, like...
At least Burrow has the injury excuse. At least Burrow has the injury excuse. He's been playing through like calf stuff, and he missed so much of camp. And he's on the injury report like still, like he's playing through it. He's not like healed magically. Lawrence,
just straight dookie.
Like that offense added Calvin Ridley, who looks like a number 1 receiver, and has gotten worse.
Yeah. Should we trade him to someone else so Trevor Lawrence can keep throwing to Christian Kirk? Because
no,
I just don't know what to say.
Well, Kirk is still getting his fair share of targets.
I know, but like, I just don't know how you are a generationally talented quarterback. You have a decent scheme. Why are you not performing? Also, Mahomes looks human. Am I, like, wrong by saying that?
I think you're pretty wrong by saying that.
Because, like, I feel like normally he's untouchable. They're scoring points after points after points after points after points. They're just not doing that. I don't know. It just seems like that offense seems kind of human. And I get it with Travis Kelce's...
He still put up 300 yards.
I know, but, like...
Right? He still had a good game passing the ball. Like... I mean, he and Kelsey seemed to be off sync because Kelsey had been out for a bit, right? Mm-hmm. You know, the other receivers were much better, right? Like Kadarius Toney caught all of his targets this time, but you know, against the Lions, that should have been a 30+ point game from that offense.
Yeah,
if not for Toney and Sky Moore doing what they did. I think moving forward, like there's nothing that I've seen with Mahomes that concerns me. He doesn't look any different as a quarterback. Maybe against the Lions, it was reminiscent of that Super Bowl. No, the offense, sometimes it's just out of sync. They don't put up 1 million points every game, right? That's not feasible over a season. They started slow, right? And it took them a while.
I feel like both Super Bowl teams from last year they look beatable.
I can't agree with you on the Chiefs, but the Eagles definitely look a step worse than they did last year. It's also 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean through 2 weeks, I feel like, but whatever. I feel like they look beatable. Maybe not. Falcons beat the Packers.
This is the exact same Falcons team as last year.
Desmond Ridder is cracked and goated with the sauce?
No. Decidedly not.
What do you mean, no?
I want to love Desmond Ridder. He is literally just a younger version of Marcus Mariota. This offense is unchanged from last year. They still refuse to use their best players. Right?
I mean, throw to Kyle Pitts. Doug, they threw to 5 fucking players the entire goddamn game.
And one of them was Jonnu Smith. But Bijan at least gets touches, right? But like Tyler Algier is also getting a lot of touches. And yes, he was very good last year. But you would think like Drake London could be used. Kyle Pitts could be used a bit more, right? like that they do anything that makes sense on offense. And yet this Falcons team just like wins games like this. They'll have a horrible day offensively. Their defense isn't something that'll like shock you. Not horrible. Like they scored points, right? Yeah. But it certainly wasn't ideal. And they'll just win a game out of nowhere. Yeah. I mean, this was what? Like 2 touchdowns and 4 field goals?
Yeah.
Death by Younghoe Koo?
Yes.
Man.
The God. Bills Raiders?
Told you the Bills would be fine.
Jimmy, I'm sorry, man. I jinxed you. I'll never do it again.
Oh, it's so funny. The difference from Jimmy to Carr. It is. All you have to do is look at, I mean, first of all, the game Josh Jacobs had. Nightmare stuff. But in general, because defenses know that Jimmy Garoppolo is not able to / won't push the ball the same way that Derek Carr did, they don't have to worry about the deeper passes. They're stacking boxes more and trying to eliminate Jacobs more, which, I mean, Josh Jacobs was half of the Raiders' offense last year. Like the fact that they're able to do that because they know that Jimmy won't beat them deep, this Raiders team might be in like serious trouble.
Number one pick! Wait, hold up. What's the... No, they're 1-1. Never mind. They good. They still might get the number 1 overall pick. And I guarantee you they're going to use it on someone they don't fucking need.
I mean, Caleb Williams.
The Raider way? Okay. Yes. But they're the Raiders. And although they may want Caleb Williams, their mind and their brain is telling them to go with anyone else.
But the Bills look fine. They look exactly like you'd think the Bills would look like. They're just weird against the Jets.
I don't know why. Chargers Titans was good. I watched the second half of most of these games. Yeah.
This was a funny one. The Chargers defense is so bad, man. The Chargers offense is good.
What?
The Chargers offense is good.
Yeah.
The Chargers defense, despite that being Brandon Staley's whole thing, is so bad.
Dick of the kicker got 10 points though. Let's go. Okay.
Any other fantasy takeaways or newly?
I should have drafted Keenan Allen when I had the chance.
You know, I think I played him in fantasy this week, and I still won. My opponent in the fantasy league that I'm in 2 leagues. In the one that I care more about, my opponent had Keenan Allen, who was the highest scoring player of the week. I still beat him by 20. He was the second highest scoring team to me. I was just nuts this week. And then in my other league, I scored like 178.
Gonna be honest, I got smoked both times.
Tough.
Like, it's just not looking good. Like, I had to replace... Where is it? Is this league? Yeah, I have to replace Eckler with DeAndre Swift.
Swift should be good, though. But anyway.
Yeah, but I like Eckler.
The Niners survived the Rams. I'll put it that way.
Survived. More like the Rams sucked ass in the second half. And if they even once had a good drive in the second half, they would have won the fucking game. What? I didn't say that.
That sounds like the Niners barely surviving to me.
I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. I mean, Matthew Stafford shit the bed in the second half. I'm going to be honest. My man threw 2 picks.
You know, the Niners For all you want to say about the Chiefs, the Niners certainly made themselves look beatable on Sunday.
I mean, we scored 30 fucking points. The defense needed to do something.
Okay, yeah, that's true. But have you considered it was against the Rams defense? Notably, a team that is giving significant playing time to Akello Witherspoon.
All right.
And a whole lot of people you have never once heard of.
All right. Akello. I get nothing on that.
Yeah.
I got nothing on that. All right. He used to play on my team, man. He sucked ass. Yeah, but okay, you're saying this like they didn't turn Puka Nacua into a fit. What the fuck, man?
Last I checked, he doesn't play defense.
Yeah, he plays fucking offense. Who the fuck is this guy? Where did he come from?
Our hero, our king.
Where did he come from? What?
BYU.
Round 5. 1 pick 176. How?
You should watch the routes they have him run. It's really funny.
Bro is cracked and go to with the fucking sauce.
He just parks at the sticks every time.
Pisses me off. Team had a good
stop
game.
Him then.
CMC had a good game. Fucking. Our corners had, but 2 of our corners had 8 fucking tackles, man. What the fuck? And our only sack was because of Fred Warner. Bosa, do something.
Don't worry, Bosa will do something this week, but we'll get there.
Also, Isaiah Oliver looks decent, so I'll take it.
Okay.
Alright, next game is the Giants and Cardinals.
Oh boy.
Ah, my god, you almost lost to the Cardinals. That's crazy. Speak.
You done? You wanna say a little more? I'll give you your time. Get it all out. Come on.
Yeah, I do. Hold up. Wait, where the hell are the other 2? They almost lost. This team almost lost to the Cardinals. Josh Dobbs. Anyway, continue.
So, as we all know, the Giants were outscored 60-0 in their first 6 quarters of this season.
That's funny.
As we also know, the Giants put up 31 second-half points to overcome a 20-0 and 28-7 deficit and beat the Arizona Cardinals.
Greatest comeback of all time.
No, that was last year. No, Vikings versus Colts.
No. This game right here, greatest comeback of all time.
Now, takeaways. Giants defense. You kind of knew this from last week, but last week was weird. Giants defense, serious concerns. Micah McFadden, who is their weak side linebacker next to Bobby Okereke, not good. Not good at all. The good news, Isaiah Simmons, who they traded a 7th round pick for, has been working his way in and is hopefully being primed to take over for McFadden as the primary weak side linebacker. Back to the bad news. Bobby Okereke didn't look too great either. He was kind of 50-50, where he'd make some great plays that you expect from him, but then he also looked a little lost at times. There were a lot of defensive miscommunications in the first half, where people wouldn't realize where they were supposed to be going, all that sort of thing, which is weird for the second year of a defensive system with a fair amount of players being carried over. But whatever. Back to the good news. The Giants' rookie corner duo of Deonte Banks and Trey Hawkins look very good. The bad news, Adoree Jackson looks the worst he has in a Giants uniform. The good news, Dexter Lawrence, pretty good. Pretty good at this whole football thing. The bad news, now stick with me here. The bad news, go look at the box score. Tell me where Leonard Williams shows up. Mr. third highest non-QB cap hit or some shit. Maybe it's highest. I don't know. Mr. paid a shit ton of money by Dave Gettleman to play football. Looks so bad that you can... He put up 0 stats. He doesn't appear in the box score despite playing 60% of snaps. Which, defensive tackle, it's not like you expect them to fill the box score, but you might want to put up something. But wait, Leonard Williams is being paid.
Tibbs didn't either.
Well, he might have a QB hit.
Okay, well, he doesn't have a tackle, assist tackle, or a sack or interception. So.
Yeah, sure. I was going to get to him later, but okay. Leonard Williams is being paid a whole lot of money to play defensive tackle and might be the 6th best defensive tackle on his own team right now. Which, you can't expect that to stay the same, and he will get better. But boy, is that discouraging for a guy with a $30+ million cap hit. All right. You know what? I'll go with another piece of bad news.
No, another good news.
Jihad Ward.
Fuck.
What?
No, one more good news.
Nope. Jihad Ward looks horrible. Now, this is a guy that, is supposed to be a backup, but Azeez Ojulari is injury prone. And so was the starting edge opposite Kayvon Thibodeau. And Jihad Ward's whole thing is that he offers 0 pass rush value, but he's very good at setting the edge and playing the run. Guess what he did very poorly against the Cardinals? Set the edge and play the run. He really just didn't play football well. And that's annoying for someone who isn't good, but should just be a known quantity to be that bad. Now, Kayvon Thibodeau, I'm not prefacing this with good or bad news because it's neither.
Medium news.
So, once again, against the Cowboys ran like 6 plays, like 6 true passing plays. Mm-hmm. So, it's no wonder that he didn't really pile up any stats, right?
Yeah.
But he had a very good game on tape last week. Yep. This week, he was put in coverage a fair amount. A lot of times they would run opposite him. He had some very good plays setting the edge. He had a few good pass rush reps. Obviously, he got credited with a QB hit. But he also had like a decent amount of plays in there where it looked like he was taking the play off, which is not something he has ever done in his NFL career, right? And it's not something he had done in college either, despite the talking point about it. If you actually went and watched, it was not. And from the way that he was reacting on the sideline, it seemed like, and you have to hope that it's the case, that he was just going through something. Because, like, instead of his usual very upbeat, energetic self, he was very reserved on the sidelines. He was sitting by himself. He was spending a lot of time, like, sitting there praying, looking very serious, right? Which, he may do, but he certainly was a lot quieter and a lot more to himself than he had been in other weeks. So you have to hope it's a personal thing, but that's not something that can continue. Right? But, oh well. That's the defense, right? The safeties, Jason Pinnock looks very good for a waiver claim turned starting safety. Now, obviously allowing 28 points to the Cardinals. The good news is, after like the first drive of the third quarter, the defense locked in and actually played very well through the end of that game. Of course, they'd already let up 28 points, so, what can you do? But they make one fewer stop, the Giants don't win this game. Right?
Yeah.
The good side of this game was the Giants' offense.
Yes.
Now, going into halftime, it was bad. But it wasn't Daniel Jones being bad necessarily. Like last week, it's not that he was good. It's not that he's blameless. But he was certainly not the singular problem with the offense. He was part of it. But everyone was part of it. It seemed like nothing in the offense was working. From the skill position players to the line, to the quarterback, to the play calling. At halftime, it has been widely speculated and all but confirmed that Brian Dable took over play calling duties from Mike Kafka. which is hilarious given that Kafka was the best, not the best, but one of the best offensive coordinators last year and play callers. But at that point, once that switch happened, oh my God, was that the best half of Giants football I have watched in my life. The Giants, and I don't know if you remember this, but until like the Colts game last year, it had been forever since the Giants put up 30 points in a game, right? Since like the pre-McAdoo Eli days, the Giants offense just hasn't put up a lot of points. Even if they've been good, they don't tend to reach the 30s very often. To put up 31 points and a half for the New York Giants, unheard of, right? First of all, that's impressive. Second, Daniel Jones looked like, again, this is only in the second half, right? I've already said my piece about the first half, but in that second half, he looked every ounce of the quarterback that, you know, his ceiling is, that he was paid to be, and that he's shown he can be a lot of times last season. Obviously, this is against the Arizona defense, right? Obviously, there are a million different like asterisks you could throw on it. But the reality is, over the full game, he and Ryan Tannehill were the best quarterbacks this week, which, you know, Chargers defense funny, Arizona defense funny. I get it. But Daniel Jones looked good. The offense looked very good in that second half. And for a game that you only win by 3, that is possibly the most hopeful a Giants fan can be moving forward, is to see your offense put up 31 points and a half and have life, and have Jalen Hyatt being the deep threat he was drafted to be, have Darren Waller being Darren Waller, right? The NFL leader in tight end receiving yards, right? To have Darius Slayton look almost like a number 1 at times. And he got a huge catch taken away from him that shouldn't have been, by a like catch no catch call that didn't get challenged, right?
What about Sterling?
He's basically a hype man. He's not. Well, no, he's come off like several consecutive years of like ACL tears or like Achilles tears or whatever. I forget all of his injuries, but you know, torn ACL last year, right?
Yeah.
He's like the 5th receiver on this team, right? Out of just the wide receivers.
Oh, no.
6th once Wandale comes back.
No.
He, much like last year, after he got hurt, he is pretty much around as a hype man and a pseudo wide receivers coach. But that's kind of the mutual understanding coming in. And he can still contribute and help the team win games. But he's just not better than even Paris Campbell.
So you're I was just going to mention him again. Oh, rip Sterling Shepard's career.
Well, you get injured like that every year, and it comes back to bite you, right?
That's true.
Meanwhile, on the Cardinals side of things for this game, now, while it's very funny to make fun of the Giants defense for like getting shredded by Josh Dobbs early in the game, I will say this much. Josh Dobbs, like, not all of that was the Giants defense being bad. Josh Dobbs had the game of his life. And he had a good amount of plays there that looked really good. He looked like an NFL quarterback a few times. And you can say that the defense made that, but there were some plays that like just took guts to throw. And he made some very impressive tight window throws. He made plays on things that were defended very well objectively, right? Like, he had a better game than you could expect from Joshua Dobbs. Uh-oh. What is your question?
Are you telling me that Josh Dobbs has Dan Campbell level testicles?
No.
Close?
I don't think he's even reached like Sam Howell level testicles. Right? I don't know. I mean, we'll get there, but that guy has balls. But no, what Josh Dobbs did do was have a very good game despite, you know, the expectations were low, right?
Yeah.
And it's not like he could have been a disappointment necessarily, but he looked good out there. He had a very good game, and the game plan for the Cardinals on offense was also very good. They knew where to attack, and they attacked it well.
Okay. All right, let's get through these last one, couple of ones, so we can get you out early. Just Cowboys blowout.
Yeah, Jets with Zach Wilson, or the Jets with Zach Wilson. We knew this.
Yep. Let's skip the next game and go to Dolphins Patriots. I was wrong about the blowout, but
told you so.
They still won. All right,
Yeah.
The point was still made.
I don't think. I mean, didn't Dalton also pick the Dolphins? But we were just trying to tell you that it would be close. It's not outlandish to say the Pats win it.
Dalton did pick.
And I don't think it was outlandish to say that.
I still think it was, but it wasn't a but, so I'll take the L on that one. Saints Panthers. I don't know. I didn't watch this game.
You know, the Saints won the football game.
Yep, that's something.
Did they look good?
No.
Not at all.
No.
Did the Panthers beat themselves?
Yes.
You could make that case. You know, I know we heard the argument that the Titans were just a good team, and it's not that the Saints just weren't as good as some might hope last week. But I can pretty confidently say the Saints may be good, but they're definitely not good enough, because that game should not have looked like that.
And then Brown Steelers, Ritnick Chubb.
What a great day to have the Steelers defense in fantasy.
It should have. Actually, hold up. What did the Steelers defense do? How many points did they put up?
Like 29 points.
And I still fucking lost? Are you kidding me? I'm gonna fight someone. Hold up. Me too. No, it wasn't that weak. Give me a second. Let me see if I drop.
Oh, they had 2 touchdowns.
23 points, and I still got cooked.
The Steelers' defense looked very good. TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith are the best edge duo in football. The beta wall. The Steelers' offense is even worse than last year under Matt Canada. And Kenny Pickett is not blameless in that. Let me make that absolutely clear. But boy, is this offense hopeless.
Rest in peace, Kenny Pickett and his tiny hands. Commanders Broncos was a good game.
It was, and Sam Howell has got a pair of balls on him.
He does.
He made some nutty throws in that game.
Russ looked like Russ.
I told you. I told you, man.
But they still lost.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily his fault that his team allowed 35 points.
No, it's not. It's really not.
Right?
Dear God. That's so shit. Yeah, but yeah, that was just not. That's not it. All right, moving on. Predictions.
All right. Game 1. You give your prediction, and we can discuss this game because I have a feeling this is the only game we'll discuss at length.
I have the 49ers.
I also have the 49ers.
Yep. All right. Well, we don't need to discuss this thing.
I think it's worth. I think it's worth going over a little bit. Right?
I think that the Niners have a very good team and a very good offense, and I think that the Giants. I think it'll be a decent game, but at the end of the day, I don't think the Giants will be able to keep up.
Wrong. Now hear me out. The New York Football Giants will be missing Saquon Barkley, Andrew Thomas, Ben Bredesen, and Azeez Ojulari.
Yes.
Now, if you don't know who all of those are, that is obviously their very good running back, their all-pro left tackle, their second best offensive lineman, their starting left guard, and their best edge rusher.
Yep. Got it.
This also means that the Giants will be starting a second-year converted guard
Yep.
at left tackle,
Okay.
a player who just last week was benched for having the worst offensive line performance I have seen in my life in Mark Lewinsky at left guard. He was benched going into that game for Marcus McKethan, a second-year, sixth-round rookie who missed all of last season with a torn ACL, who had his first ever offensive snaps as a starter in that game because Glowinski was that bad, and then had to come in mid-game as the left guard because Bredesen got concussed. So Glowinski at left guard, McKethan at right guard, who, sixth-round, second-year rookie in his basically second ever game. Yep. He's a big dude, but yikes. John Michael Schmitz, good center, but he's a center that only does so much. And Evan Neal, who has not progressed much since last year, is one way to put it. Mm-hmm. Against this Niners front. Now, Nick Bosa should finally get some good stats on the board.
God.
The Giants would be lucky to score more than 10 points. And the Niners should win this game by 40. Because the Giants will be incapable of generating pressure. The Giants will not be able to cover Kittle and McCaffrey.
And
even if their secondary holds up.
And Ayuk and Debo.
I am specifically mentioning Kittle and McCaffrey because that is generally on the safeties or linebackers. Because even if the secondary holds up with Ayuk and Debo, Kittle might well have 200 yards.
Sorry.
This is going to be unbelievable levels of ugly. It will be like 50-10. If the Giants are lucky to put up 10 in garbage time. This may well be the worst football you will ever watch in your life. And I just want to make sure that you're prepared for this.
Niners are going to take out the starters at half and be like, yeah, we're all good. End up scoring 50 more points. It'd be like 100-5. Oh my god.
I just want to make sure that was said.
That's giving me a good laugh.
Okay. We can move on now.
If this is anything less than this, I'm blaming you.
Okay.
Alright. I need this to happen. I have the Lions over the Falcons.
I also have the Lions over the Falcons. I know the Falcons are like, sneaky winning games, but at some point, they can't bullshit their way to a playoff spot. That's just not going to happen.
Jared Goff is reaching into the bag of tricks and just demolishing them. All right. I have the Vikings over the Chargers. Thoughts?
I have the Chargers over the Vikings. Now, weird take, I know. Yeah. But the Chargers offense has been very good. The Vikings defense is still lacking in talent, right? The Chargers defense has been so laughably bad that you'd think they have to bounce back a little bit. Enough to win this game. Like, I'm sure both teams probably score in the 30s because both offenses are good, both defenses are bad. But the Chargers have to win this game, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're too good of a team to start 0-3.
I mean, but the Vikings have an electric offense when it's all put together, so...
Yeah, but so do the Chargers.
That's true.
And granted, one of these teams has to be 0-3, but the Chargers are just too good to me to start off this badly. And I know that they're the Chargers, but come on.
The Chargers are gonna remember, Jack. The Chargers had the number one offense and number one defense in the NFL, and failed to miss the playoffs. Anything can happen if the Chargers charted.
That's true. All right, Saints Packers.
I have the Packers.
I have the Saints. Dalton, this one's for you. So why do you like the Packers in this one?
Jordan Love is Timothy right now. I think.
You know what's so funny about that to me?
What?
Jordan Love right now is pretty similar to Brock Purdy early last year.
Shut the fuck up. Ain't nobody can match Brock Big. No.
Well, I mean that he's putting up touchdowns, but it's not like he's putting up yards or having the most like impressive quarterback performances necessarily. It's that he has actually pretty good talent around him, and the coaching staff is actually doing a pretty good job on offense so far with him. And it's not that he's not playing well, but it's not like he's playing at like this top of the league quarterback play tier, right? But
Jack,
he's putting up points, and that offense is doing great so far. So power to him.
You know what? I'm really into the Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers arc.
Yeah, maybe we'll see that. It's been, what, 2 games?
The NFL has a lot of parity. It's going to happen again. The Packers are going to have Jordan Love for 20 years. And only have one Super Bowl to show for it. So in 60 goddamn years, they will have 3 generational talent quarterbacks and only have 3 Super Bowls, 1 of each.
Nice. But yeah, I've got the Saints. I mean, this Packers team just lost to the Falcons. I'll say the NFC South bullshittery continues, and the Saints find a way to sneak by.
Interesting. I have the Texans over the Jaguars.
Why?
Because I believe, I really, at this point, am just like praying to God that it'll work 1 week and I'll be very happy.
Okay. I have the Jags over the Texans because, man, this defense is a perfect opportunity for that Jags offense to figure it the fuck out. And if they don't, then I have serious questions.
Jimmy Ward's coming back. I hope.
So again, this defense is the perfect opportunity for the Jags to figure it out.
All right, let's move on to the next game. I have the Dolphins.
Yeah, I got the Dolphins too. The Dolphins defense, not great, but
Dolphin offense, good,
very good. Broncos defense, scary bad last week. Broncos offense, good, but Dolphins better.
True, Ooga Booga. That's fact. I have the Titans over the Browns because I do not. I in my right mind cannot root for the Browns.
Well, I agree on that front. Ow, fuck! I just kicked my desk. Which I guess is karma for picking the Browns over the Titans.
Facts.
Not because I want them to win, but because I think they will.
That's terrible news. I have the Bill over the Commander. You know what? No, fuck that. No, fuck. You know what? Fuck that. No, fuck it.
Okay.
No, we go in commies. Somehow is gonna drag his nuts over Josh Allen's face. All right, that's what's gonna happen.
Well, I got the Bills, but to each their own.
It just needs to happen.
Who you got, Ravens or Colts?
I have the Ravens.
I do too. Not because I think the Colts are that bad, that it's like a shoe-in easy pick, but I think that the Ravens are good.
I have the Jets over the... I normally rate these out. I have the Jets over the Pats.
That's interesting. Elaborate.
Zach Wilson is god-awful, but the Jets' defense is good. And, Milf Hunter will beat the Patriots.
Okay. I have the Patriots merely because the Patriots own the Jets.
Do you think that? But when the Jets
What?
win with the Milf Hunter, chaos
What?
will arise. I said once the Jets beat the Patriots, chaos will arise.
That's true. All right, I got the Seahawks over the Panthers.
I
would think this should be easy.
What do you mean? I have the
What?
Panthers.
Why?
Because I don't want the Seahawks to win.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, narratives, right? But what in this
I mean-
Panthers team makes you think that they're winning that game?
Absolutely nothing. I'm just doing it for the memes. I have to
All right,
I have to throw some weird ones into the mix.
Yeah, that's true. And with your luck, I'm sure the Panthers will win this game in a blowout somehow. Just put up 50. Bryce Young to Adam Thielen.
Yes.
All right.
the
Chiefs over Bears.
May?
The
Okay,
Bears-
May said, end quote. Let me pull up. Hold up. Let me literally pull up what he said. Matrix did a stupid. And not a stupid, but he did something where he says, where is it? Fuck it. What if Chicago beats the Chiefs? I'm doing it for the memes. He picked Chicago for the memes. After Jack said about 15,000 different articles in the chat about how Justin Fields is complete dog shit.
Well, okay. Those weren't all about that. That was also Justin Fields crediting coaching for part of why he's been so bad this year. And a thread that included that their defensive coordinator had been missing for a week and no one knew where he was and no one could confirm whether he was or wasn't employed. Although I, again, don't want to discuss that situation because it turns out to be a lot more serious than just a guy not being at the facility.
Yeah.
But it's the Bears are falling apart. Like normally I would be like, okay, cool, fun upset pick against like a contender. But this Bears team, granted, I'm sure they'll come out with some great performance, but just feels like that everything possible has gone wrong for them, and I cannot see them beating a good team in the Chiefs.
Facts. I can't either. That's why I'm picking the Chiefs. I finally didn't pick the Chiefs for once. Except for I believe I picked one. I have the. Yeah, that I have the Chiefs. Cardinals. I have the Cardinals.
Over the Cowboys.
Yeah. I do
Elaborate.
I don't think I do. I don't think I need to.
Oh. Yeah, Josh Dobbs is just him.
Yeah, he's Timothy, and genuinely, I'm just praying for teams down for all this point, so.
Okay. I mean, I have the Cowboys, but, you know, there's not a whole lot to that pick.
Cowboys are a good team this year.
One team outscores you 40-0, the other team outscores you 20-0, 40 is greater than 20, blah, blah, blah. Cowboys win.
By how much?
20.
Interesting. Quick math. Alright.
Alright.
I have the Steelers over the Raiders.
Yeah, me too. I don't love this pick, but the Steelers defense with Highsmith and Watt both there and healthy is so good that with the way that Jimmy Garoppolo has played QB for the Raiders so far, I feel like this is going to be a low-scoring win for the Steelers, assuming they can get any kind of point scored, which is a tall task with how bad this offense is. But what do you think?
Matt Canada for president. Matt Canada for president.
Shut the fuck up.
Matt Canada can run this government. Just like if Matt Canada ran this government, just
he's
like
probably
he ran
better
this
than like
offense.
half the lawmakers there right now. So
if Matt Canada can run the Steelers offense like this, imagine what he could do to the United States government.
True. Granted, it's already ground to a halt. He wouldn't be able to stop it any more than it already is.
You might be able to actually improve it this time. I have the Bucks.
Oh. Okay.
Ken,
Well, I have the Eagles.
I told you I have to spice shit up, and I'm doing it crazily.
You're a diehard Baker Mayfield enjoyer. That's all.
Yeah, no, 100%. I definitely am not hoping for the Eagles' downfall.
Mm-hmm.
As well as the Seahawks.
Baker Mayfield has looked good this year.
Yes,
so far.
Has. Crazy to think about. Maybe the
played some bad
Browns
defenses, but he's looked good.
Maybe the Browns shouldn't have fucking let him go.
Well, I think Watson is just paying the karma price of being an absolute piece of shit by forgetting how to play football. Although,
Yes,
again, that's not even close to repaying it, and he will. I may not be religious, but he will certainly burn in hell.
Facts. And then I have the Rams.
I have the Bengals. I don't think picking the Rams is crazy.
Really?
I mean, the Rams are a good offense.
Interesting.
Right?
I think Aaron Donald absolutely bends over the Bengals offensive line. I'm going to be honest.
That's not a ridiculous opinion. I just, much like how I picked the Jaguars earlier, I feel like, this Bengals offense is too good not to turn it around soon. And I think that this Rams defense is bad enough, particularly in the secondary, that it's a decent enough launching pad for the Bengals to figure it out on offense. I don't think they win in a blowout. It's not like an easy pick, but I think that the Bengals win this game. And it's bizarre. Coming into the year, I don't think either of us would have said that we thought that Bengals-Rams would be a very close game.
No, not even one bit. Can we just go back to what I had the Rams going? End quote. 0-17. So they're already doing fucking fantastic.
I believe every team you had going 0-17 has already won a game.
I had the Browns.
Every team you had going 0-17.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no.
Yeah.
No, the Rams and Browns lost this week. But I was gonna say, just because I was looking at the Commanders and the Colts, they both won this week. The Commanders are 2-0 for what it's worth.
No, the Browns won. They won a game.
Not this week though. I was saying this week specifically.
Oh but up to this point now, all my 0-17 picks I've all won a game. So
yeah,
we're no longer going to be seeing. Actually, no, we can still see an 0-17 game.
Yeah. The Vikings. No.
I mean, at this point, we don't know. We really could.
All right. Onwards and upwards.
All right. Do you want to go over your NASCAR segment?
Yeah, sure. So we are on to the round of 12 for NASCAR. And,
who made it? Who made it?
Well, I think what you want to hear is that Bubba Wallace made it into the round of 12. Bubba! Now, the drivers still in the field are William Byron, Martin Truex, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Chris Buescher, Kyle Busch, Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, Ross Chastain, Brad Keselowski, Ryan Blaney, and Bubba Wallace. The drivers that got eliminated were quite the interesting bunch. Reigning champion Joey Logano, former champion and in his farewell tour season, Kevin Harvick, Daytona 500 winner Ricky Stenhouse, and former Daytona 500 winner and guy who's good at road courses, Michael McDowell. McDowell isn't as much of a surprise, neither is Stenhouse. Harvick, his team, Stewart-Haas, has been very bad. But Logano was pretty surprising. Obviously, as the reigning champion and a very good driver. But Larson, Hamlin, and Reddick all won. Bubba made the cutoff by 4 points to advance to the next round. But if you're in it, you're in it, right? That's all that matters.
Facts. Bubba's going to win his first.
So the reality is he's very likely to be eliminated in this next round.
Shut up.
Mostly because he has
0
playoff points, which means that he starts at a points disadvantage. So even if he does well, it's hard to go deep into the playoffs with that being the case. But coming up, we have, if you'll excuse me, because my throat's losing it a little bit. We have Texas, which he's not great at, but good enough. We have Talladega, which he's very good at historically. Very good at super speedways, and particularly at Talladega. That's where one of his 2 career wins are. And then we have the Charlotte Roval, which he is decidedly not good at, but he has been getting better at enough that he could maybe pick up some points to move on. But if you ask me, the eliminations that I would predict for this next round, as much as it may hurt me to say this, would be Wallace, would be Chris Buescher, would be Brad Keselowski, And this last one's kind of a toss-up to me, but I'll say would be Christopher Bell. And that hurts to say, but I do think Chastain will move on. I think Blaney will move on. And I think Reddick, Bubba Wallace's teammate, will survive. I know it's sad. Nothing super crazy worth covering happened over the last 3 races, in my opinion. They were good races, don't get me wrong, but nothing really stands out as something like crazy worth covering. So
That's true.
I will pass it across an ocean over to Singapore.
Did you watch the race, Jack?
I did not, because I overslept it.
Because
it was a fucking
heater. It was a heater!
Perhaps the first one all season.
Dude, oh my god. The best race of the entire season, and probably for the rest of the season as well.
It's a low bar,
happens
but yeah.
when Red Bull isn't in the fucking lead! Go figure! When Red Bull doesn't have a chance, the fucking race is great! On Saturday, Carlos Sainz took pole position, which was cool for him. Max Verstappen and Checo Perez both went out in Q2, and Georg Russell finished in second with Leclerc in third, Lando in fourth, and Lewis in fifth, and that's running out the top 5. The race was even better. They came down to the final couple of laps. Carlos Sainz was in first, Lando was in second, George was in third, and Lewis was in fourth. And the Mercedes on much fresher tires were going to overtake Lando Norris before Carlos Sainz, big brother, slows down to get Lando in DRS range so Lando could keep up with him and prevent the Mercedes from overtaking him in the final laps, which helped Carlos Sainz win. Because if Sainz didn't do that and tried to fuck off into the distance like Max Verstappen, he probably would have lost the race. So he kind of needed to do that to win. But in like the second to last lap, Georg did a Georg and chucked it into the wall. He was on the podium. All he needed to do was keep it home, keep it clean, keep it safe. And he chucked himself into a wall and crashed, which led Lewis Hamilton to take the podium. On that podium, the teams come out, they celebrate, with the podium drivers. Ferrari was with Sainz, McLaren was with Norris, and Mercedes was not with Hamilton. They were consoling George Russell. Go figure. So yeah, Lewis celebrated with all the other teams, which is really sad to see because his own team didn't fucking didn't even help him. Fourth place. I mean, those 4 drivers though, Carlos Sainz, Lando, Russell until he crashed, and Hamilton fucked off into the distance because they were over 21 seconds ahead of the 4th place driver Charles Leclerc, and Max Verstappen was closing in on Leclerc. Oscar Piastri had a good comeback. I'm pretty sure he went out in Q1. I'm pretty sure because shitty driver, what's his name? Alonso teammate Stroll sucked ass and crashed. And then Liam Lawson in his 3rd ever race. In his 3rd race in second qualifying, not only did he make it to Q3, during the race, he has finished higher than any AlphaTauri driver this season in his 3rd race with AlphaTauri. He finished 9th. The previous highest position was 10th by Yuki Tsunoda, who finished there 3 times. Liam Lawson finished 9th, which means, guess what? He has 2 points, which is good. I mean, good for him. Fernando Alonso kind of sucked ass. I don't really know what happened there, but yeah, that's that. What do you want to give a baseball update? Do you want to?
Yeah, I mean, so for baseball, a little bit less interesting in some ways than when we last checked in. The Giants have kind of fallen out of it. So right now, the last wildcard spot in the NL seems to be coming down to the Cubs, the Marlins, maybe the Reds if they make a push. And they do play Pittsburgh, so they're primed to make a push.
No longer the Giants.
Well, the Giants are now 3.5 games back and about to play the Dodgers. / playing the Dodgers? I don't know if they played them today.
We're barely over 500.
Well, you are 500 after losing today.
Oh, fuck, I forgot.
76 and 76, Shit. And starting a series with the Dodgers tomorrow.
Well, we are definitely finishing below 500 this year. Let's fucking go, guys.
Yeah. I mean, odds are high, so do the Yankees, so it'd be what it do, right? But it seems like it's more than likely, based on who's playing who when, probably going to be the Diamondbacks and the Cubs. Although I would not be shocked if the Marlins find their way in, or if Cincinnati makes a late push, especially with a series against Pittsburgh to help them out. In the AL, not really a whole lot going on. We've pretty much figured out who's going to be in the playoffs, except for the fact that one of Houston, Toronto, Seattle, or Texas has to miss the playoffs by definition. And right now they are all within half a game of each other.
Wait, who are those teams? Astros, Mariners, Rangers,
and Blue Jays. 3 of those are in the same division, and all of them are within half a game of each other for the AL West division and for the last 2 wildcard spots. And boy, is that going to be fun down the stretch. Now, it's going to be among those teams. The Yankees are technically not mathematically eliminated, but eliminated. The Red Sox are about to be mathematically eliminated in like 10 minutes. So, it's down to them. It's just someone's going to miss out. And right now, all of them are basically the same, right?
Yeah.
Half a game means 3 of them have 84 wins. 3 of them have 68 losses. The Astros have 1 more win than the rest of them, and the Blue Jays have 1 more loss than the rest of them. That's how close they all are.
The Blue Jays are winning 6-0, right, in the bottom of the 9th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Blue Jays are about to jump up and have a 1-game lead over the Mariners and Rangers, but even if they grab that other spot, the AL West, so the Astros, Mariners, and Rangers, that's still up for grabs, like the division, much less that wild card spot, right? Like, all 3 of those teams have a good chance to make it.
How many games are there left?
Like 10.
All right, so here's what's gonna happen, right? The MLB is gonna add an extra 29 games after these 10 games. Right? The Athletics are gonna win all their games. The Astros, Mariners, and Rangers are gonna lose all their games, and then the Athletics are going to win 29 games versus nobody in those 29 games that were added to their schedule. Are going to be out of their schedule because they're the Athletics. And then the Athletics are going to win the division, and then, yeah.
It checks out. Yeah. The Angels are angeling at levels never seen before. They're on an L6. Shohei Ohtani mysteriously disappeared, only to find out that he went and got surgery, which the way that they've been handling Ohtani stuff, it's like Angels PR is really strange, and the Angels are a sad organization. They're looking at trading Trout as well in the offseason, probably. I don't know. The Padres are finally winning games, which they've played very well all year, but gotten historically unlucky. And so, of course, as soon as they're like out of it, they're on like a 7-game win streak and just in general playing very well lately. I mean, reminder, this is a team that, by the way that they've played this year, like, kind of trying to take luck out of the picture as best as you can, should be firmly in a playoff spot. And instead is 75 and 78 and all but mathematically eliminated. Which is funny. But yeah. That's it for me. I mean, the Braves are a juggernaut. The Dodgers are the Dodgers. Yeah.
Good. All right, and that is that. Because that's that. All right, Jack. Any last words?
What's your score prediction for tomorrow night?
Oh God. 38-14. Niners.
You know what? I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to say 42-10.
Okay. We will see. Oh, wait. Yeah, I'll ask you after that. Never mind. All right. Any final words, Jack?
Fuck you, Matt Canada.